Good afternoon, students. Yesterday we discussed about the national flag and what is our national flags. I have given one assignment or project work to you to make a flag, national flag, and place in your room. I hope all you made it. If because of some reason you are unable to make that yesterday, please today you make this and place in your room. It is very good because all my dear students, you are responsible, and today unit 2 lesson 1, that is concept of development and means and resources. Okay, concept of development, means and resources. Okay, concept of development. Before that, what is development? I would like to tell one small story or history. Okay, before 20 years ago, in Magdi district, there is one village. The village name is Ghara. Okay, there one boy used to go to the school. He was reading in class 8. Early in the morning, 8 o'clock, he used to go to the school. After walking of the 2 hours, he used to reach at the school, and 4 o'clock when school over, after that near about 1.5 hour it will take to reach to his home. And about the tiffin, there was no facilities of the tiffin and so on. The boy and the students of that areas, near about 2 hours they have to walk. There was no proper uniform or dress, and the students of that locality, if they have spare time, they have to work for their cattle, they have to go to the grass cutting, they have to go to the work in a field. That sort of situation was there. And now same thing we can see here. Now you are the students, and the students of 20 years, 25 years ago, they used to go to the school by walking 1 or 2 hours. Now Allo bus is coming in front of your home. Your parents are coming to up to the bus. When you are lifting in a bus, they are going back to home. When the bus will come in front of the your window or your home, in that time your parents are awaiting you. But 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when a boy or students used to go to the school, in that time parents may be in a home or not may be in a home. When the students are coming from the school, in that time the parents may be in a home or not may be in a home. There is vast difference. Main thing, what is the aim? In that time also, this time also, aim is learning, reading, achieving, education was the aim, yes or no? But there is what sort of difference? In that time they used to eat a corn, yes. Now you are eating a popcorn. There is also difference, yes or no? That used to be cheap, or they can get in their own home. That popcorn we have to purchase now, or you are purchasing now. That is also different. It means lifestyle is different, education system is different, timing is different. In that time, student start their schooling from 5 years, 6 years. Now your schooling is being started by 2.5 years or 3 years. That is also different. But students, you think which life was easier, which life was comfortable, and What is the difference between that life and this life? This is called development. Now understood what is development? What sort of situation was there? What sort of parenting was there? What sort of problems was there? And what actually here now? What you are facing? What you are getting? What sort of facilities do you have? All these things, everything you compare from this place to that place, this place to that place, and you observe, you see, you think what is development. Development is a process of positive change. In that time, the development, education development was not good in that time. Students are not getting a good time for study. There was not a good facility of the education and schools, so that they may have facing some problems. The education system in that time was not in a good and capable condition. Comparatively, our education system is so strong nowadays. In that time, hardly all students used to secure first position in SLC examination. Now, first division means 60% students. Now, students are getting GPA 4. It means it is the development. In that time, there was no health facilities. When we were a child, in that time, when I was a child, in that time, there is not this type of medicines. We used to take the medicines which was prepared by our parents, hot waters or some leaves, some roots, boiling this and so on. But now, facilities of the medicines, facilities of the hospitals, facilities of the schools, facilities of the technology. In that time, there was no telephone service, there was no television set. Yes, now all these things we have, it is development. And the life also in development process, it is a positive change. It is a process of positive change. It is a dynamic. It is changeable. Even though life, we are getting the good living standard. You see a definition here. Development is a process of positive change that bring improvement in the living standard of the people. You see, living standard of the people is how good. A person, a student has to walk 2 hours to go to the school. Now you have the school bus. There was not a facilities of the communication system. Now you are going through the virtual classes, video classes. Yes, it means every facilities are here, so that it is the living standard of the people improving day by day. Remember students, but life is being little bit simple to complex also. In that time, less economy, less money, less earning also can manage the life. But now it is not possible. Okay. If we talk about the study also, we started our schooling in 5 years. We enjoyed 5 years by playing, but you enjoyed playing for 2.5 years. After that, you started your school. It means from your small age, you have more responsibilities, so that life also became somehow simple to complex. Again, I will read the definition. Students, keep in your mind and you can write on your copy also. Development is a process of positive change that bring improvement in the living standard of the people. Positive changes are taking place. The pace of the development can be slow and fast, that already I told you in the previous classes, and day by day the development is going on. It is the positive change and it brings the improvement in the living standard of the people. So I have given one example of the 20 and 25 years ago life standard and the life standard of the present time. So that is the development. Student, I hope you know what is development now. Okay. Now types of development. Types of development. We can classify the types of development in different ways. Types of development Number one, that is economic development. Number one is types of development. Here I am writing, okay, types of development. Number one is economic development, okay. Number two is social development. Number three is the political development. Number four, institutional development. Number five, we can write the religious development. We can write various development. Students, first, economic development. For the development, for the improvement of the living standard of the people, there is requirement of the money. When there is not earning, our living standard cannot be good. So, economic development for the individual also, for a nation also, first the development is the economic development. Economic development means what is our income, how much rupees we have, how much rupees, what is the plan done by the government, and how much investment done by the government in different sectors through the budgeting. So, economic development is the backbone of the development. Without economy, without money, without capital, the development is not a possible. But economic development is not a overall development. I will give one example. Suppose in your area there is one rich person. Yes, rich person. He has lots of money. He has big 10-story building, 2, 3, 4 expensive cars. His wife have more jewelries, everything they have. But in their home there is no family environment. They are fighting, they are discussing, no one is happy with anyone, and the person is totally not connected in a society. He is look like alone inside in a mass. He is alone in a group. If that situation is there, how that development can be developed? He is strong by money, economic, yes, but socially his development is not good. The family members are not happy. Society is not respecting to him. He is not responsible towards the society. In that case, that development cannot be a perfect development or overall development, so that social development is also another factor. Okay, political development where there is the good governance, transparency, accountability, and the stable government, where there is the everything is okay, the peoples are happy by the work executed by the government. That sort of situation should be in a country. This is called political government. And institutional government, from institutions means various institutions, training institutions, health institutions, and many more institutions are being developed in a country. That is called institutional development. Religious development also are parts of the development, where all the religious tolerance are there, and all the religious things are being preserved as well as maintaining, and everything is going okay on the basis of religions also. Only we can say, if we are fighting on the basis of religions, that cannot be a developed country. Yes, so that religious development is also another factor which is very important. Okay, students, understood? Okay, we discuss about the types of development, some factors of development, how we can show, how we can know about the development, about this, some factors given here. First one is GDP, gross domestic product. What is GDP? Gross domestic products. Gross domestic products, it is the, what is gross domestic products? Total productions of goods and services inside the country is called GDP. inside the country how much rupees and how much goods, services our country is earning. Yes, this is called the GDP. Another is GNP. It is gross national product. Or it is gross national product. This is the product including the GDP and including trade, remittance, subsidies and many others. It means our earning from outside. Remittance means we are earning by outsides, our peoples are earning, they are sending that money to our country, that is called remittance. Yes, and trade, interstate trade, inter country trade. Yes, and subsidies, some NGOs, some INGOs, some other rich countries or any others donor agencies are giving some relaxations or some amount for us, that is called subsidies. Okay, so that that is also the important factors of the development. Okay, another is PCI. PCI, that is per capita income. That is per capita income. Per capita income means average income of the every people of the country. Okay, per capita income in Nepal it is called prati vyakti aay. That is equal to all members, but that is on paper sheet only. Okay, please try to understand. Okay, how to find out the per capita income? GDP by, that is upon the total population of the country. Total population of the country. Okay, total population of the country, that is by this calculation we will find out our per capita income. If the per capita income is highest or good in a country, that country can be developed country, or that country can be all the peoples are rich in that country. That is not. Why? Because in GDP all the earning, total income of the country calculated in the GDP. If in a country 10 peoples, 100 and 1000 peoples or 1 lakh peoples, okay, this much peoples are very rich, they are very rich, and remaining others, suppose there are altogether total population is 6 lakh. Okay, but this 5 lakh peoples are very poor. But while finding the PCI, per capita income, what happened? All this earning divided by the total population. Okay, total population. So these people's money also divided to the poor people's earning, that is on paper sheet. Okay, that is on paper sheet. So that if in that case these peoples are very rich, but these peoples are very poor, even though PCI of the country can be good, PCI of the country can be good, so that in that time that PCI cannot represent the overall income clearly about the development or earning. Even though how we can find out the PCI, that all you know, GDP upon total population of the country by calculating that, and it is estimated in US dollar. Okay, students, I hope you understood us. Now means and resources, we understood about the concept of developments, factors of developments. Now means and resources. Resources are divided into 3 groups or subgroups. All you know about that, resources are divided into 3 groups. Number 1 is, before writing what is the types of resources, I would like to give one small example. Okay, we are planning to generate the hydroelectricity from Kaligandagi river, from Kaligandagi river, from Kaligandagi river. To generate the hydroelectricity, what requires first? First requires the water. First require the water. Yes or no, students? We are generating the hydroelectricity. It means first we require the water. Okay. In our country, in our Kaligandagi river, there is water. Okay. And to make this water, from water we have to generate the hydroelectricity. For this, what required? Main power required. What required? Main power. Main power required. What sort of main power required, students? For that, technical and all other types of main powers. Either that is that skilled manpower also required, yes, and semi-skilled manpower also required, and unskilled manpower also required. When manpower will work, only we can generate the electricity. But for that, manpower will work when they got the salary, payment, package, and so on. It means what requires? That is money requires. Money is called capital. Capital, or we can say finance. Capital or finance. For this purpose, we need machineries, we need technology, we need various infrastructure base. Yes or no? For that also requirement of the capitals and finance. For wages also, and for machineries also, for management also, and for infrastructure also. What required? Capitals and finance. Only now by the budget plan we can we can generate the hydroelectricity. We can generate the hydroelectricity. It means, now students, you are clear what I am telling. I am explaining about the types of resources. This water is the what type of resources now, students? That is natural resources. Water is the natural resources which given by the nature. Yes, and another is manpower is here, and that is which type of resources? Human resources. This is human resources. And another, we require money, economy, that is called financial resources. That is called financial resources. Now, students, type of resources: natural resources, human resources, and financial resources. For the natural resources, whatever we are getting from the nature, that is natural resources. Human resources, the work, ability, and manpower, that is called human resources. Three types of human resources may be: skilled human resources, semi-skilled, and unskilled human resources. Financial resources means capital, capital formation, finance, money, currency, all this comes under the financial resources. Now students, all you are clear about the types of resources, yes? Okay. Now we are talking about the means of resources. Means of resources. While talking about the means of resources, various means are required for the development. Means of transportations, means of irrigation, yes, means of hospitals, it means means of medical facilities, yes, and various means, you can say means of the energy, and means of many more. Markets also means of resources, energy also means of resources, and all these types of means. Good governance also means of resources. Okay. For the development, what requires? For the development, what requires actually? All three types of resources are required. After that, good governance is required. After that, for the development, what required? Good governance. Good governance means where there is accountability, where there is the transparency, where there is no corruption, Where there is stable government, only the development can be. If the government is being changed within 9 months, 6 months, the development cannot be possible. So that good governance also required, and patriotism also required. Yes, and many things required for the development. Before that, when we will talk the next topic about the why Nepal is still developing country, by that I will connect the what is required for the development. Okay, why Nepal is still developing country? Point number 1, there is political instability. There is political instability. All the government work and function done by the government. For that, plan required, 5-year plan, 3-year plan, yearly plan, budgeting required. For that, good governance is required. Good governance can be maintained when there is the political instability. When there is the stable government, only the government can work as per the plan, and development can be shown. Development can be actual on the ground, so that Nepal is still developing country, because in our country we have seen from past to up to this time, now we have seen some stable government, but political instability, because of the lacking of the stable government, the development is not being. So that is the political instability is the main reason Nepal is not being a developing country. Number 2, corruption. Number 2, corruption. Every day we are listening, getting the news about the corruptions. That corruption is being started from individual, from local level government to central level government, and from authority, and everywhere there is the corruptions. Deep rooted corruption, everywhere corruption, so that Nepal is still developing country. So another reason of the developing country, still developing country, that is corruption. Number 3, improper utilization of means and resources. In our country, many means and resources are available, but optimum use of means of resources are not taking place, so that still we are standing in developing country queue. Okay, still we are the developing country. We are not using the means and resources properly. Number 4, lack of patriotism and nationality. Young people, young generation having a able mind and body, they are going to abroad. We can say it is the brain drain problems. When manpower are going abroad, the country cannot be developed. So why people are going abroad? They are loving the money rather than the country, motherland, nationality. That is called lacking of patriotism. Peoples are going to abroad, and from there they are commenting, our leaders are not good. My dear peoples of the country, I would like to ask the question, why you are going to abroad and commenting that? Please be here, do the politics, be a good leader for the nation. Only nation can be developed. But we are going abroad, it means lacking of the patriotism, lacking of the nationality, so that our country is still developing country. Yes, so that is also another thing. And my students, you will not go abroad, you will do work for our country, I hope that. And another, why the education system the education system is not being matched. Yes, it's not being matched with the means and resources available in the country. We have the many educated people, but that education and our requirement of the manpower is not being matched. Only the educated persons are limiting only in degree certificate, but in a practical field they cannot do. So that sort of education system also the main reason we are still developing countries. So by this ways our country is still developing country. Political instability is there, corruption is there, improper utilization of means and resources are there, education system is lacking there, and lacking of patriotism and nationalism is there. So because of that various reasons we have to develop our country by ourselves. That sort of feeling we have to keep in your mind. Only the development is possible. So that what's required for the development means all these things are required. Same things. If that will be in good position, country can be developed. If that is in lacking position, if that is not being properly, it means that is not the country is not being developed. By that ways, why Nepal is still developing country? The question may ask you, to develop the nation, what we have to do? You have to take reference from these points and explain briefly. Okay, students, and development of the country is our own responsibility. So we have to take the responsibility. Only we can be the member of the developed country, definitely. And by this way, today we discuss of the concept of development and means and resources. Students, you understood all the things, and tomorrow again we will meet with lesson 2. Please be happy, stay healthy, and continue your class. And thank you for being with me in this period, and thank you. Have a good day.